Okay, what we're going to do with this beautiful robotic lawnmower, check out my feeties, that's right, sandals and all. What we're going to do with this robotic lawnmower is we're going to go ahead and open it up, and we are going to add an HMI board. For those who have been working with their Connect boards, this might be a great opportunity for you guys to see the inside of a mower. Follow along. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to take off this outside shell, and in doing so, I don't want to disconnect the wires at the front because that's annoying to reconnect them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop it off, and then I'm going to tilt it forward, resting it against my toolbox. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay guys, so what's the first thing we're going to do? Like I said already, we're going to go ahead and place our hand on it, rip up from there, and we're going to go ahead and just tilt it forward. The next thing we're going to do on it is I have my oh geez, no, my drill tip is gone. That's okay, we've got a ton of extras of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to look around for one of those, and I happen to have one right here. This is what you need. It's called a T20. A T20 actually goes to every single screw on this except for the replacement threads, which are going to actually be a T21. So we're going to go ahead and pop one of those in here, and we're going to go ahead and make sure our drill is on the lowest setting because we're dealing with plastic. And then we're going to remove all the screws around the outside. We do not need to remove the screws around the sensor, around the bump sensor joysticks. So just around the outside, I believe there's actually 14 of them. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to be removing is actually our warranty seal sticker right here. And this one, I've already actually torn it up from when I removed the HMI board. But that's what you're going to cut to go ahead and release. Now that we've removed all the screws all the way around, we're ready to go ahead and split the body in half. Now I do this from the back side, and I just simply lift up on it. And if we look in here, there's our ribbon wire and our butterfly clip. And the only thing we have to do is press down on one of these, and boom, it opens up and comes off. Then you can lift up and flip the entire top off, setting this down gently upside down. For those who are talking about Connect chips, that's your Connect chip. Right in here is where we're going to place our HMI board today. And then the Connect chip actually is going to get connected via this point over into our HMI board, and that's the only wire on a Connect chip. This is one of those new 2G, 4G Connect chips. And if you guys have any questions, keep following along. Okay, as we continue on deeper into this mower, now we've already gotten to our Connect board, but like I said in the very beginning, we actually are doing our HMI board today. So we are going to go ahead and reverse these last screws out. And we have a couple more screws on the other side. There's 4 on this side, 3 on the other side, and then we're going to take the top console off the upper chassis, and we're going to be able to put that HMI board in the correct location. Now flipping this piece over, perfect. And this is where our HMI board is going to connect into this. Now our HMI board, there we go, happens to be right over here. So as I reach for it, we're going to go ahead and place this thing right in here. And it's always easy to tell how an HMI board goes in because it actually has your user interface screen right on it. And so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to place that thing face down, and it slides underneath the connectors in the front. Make sure our wire's in there, settle it into place, and it's got little clips on the back half. That's what I'm touching right now, is the clips on the back half. We're going to flex those backwards, and it locks into place. Now the next thing we're going to do is this is going to be connected over to our Connect board, but we have to go ahead and connect the rest of these wires. So this one's going to go here, and that one looks like it's in a good location. We're going to go ahead and flip this back over, feeding the wires through, and settling this into the right location is going to be key. So we're going to go ahead and hold it up at an angle like that. We're going to wiggle, 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 and let it set into its spot. And then we're going to go ahead and flip this over, making sure that we got everything in the right location. So what I mean by that is I want to make sure that everything lines up. That wire's connected, that wire's connected. We're going to go ahead and connect this wire now, and we're prepared to connect this one. So our connect board is officially connected. HMI board is going in. We are just finishing off all these connection points. And this one just slides in. I know it looks really complex, guys, but it's okay. It literally just slides into place. Okay, and it looks like everything's in place. The only thing we have to add is our last ribbon wire, which was the first thing that we disconnected over there. So this ribbon wire, here we go. I always like to think of it like that. We're going to clip this into place. All you have to do with these ribbon wires, when they're butterfly clips, is literally just press down on them, and they will actually close over top of the ribbon wire. So now this is ready to go ahead and clip back in over there. And we're going to go ahead and put these 4 screws in, and we're almost done. We're already on our way out of the mower. So let's go ahead and place these 4 screws. And then this ribbon wire has to be connected back to the main board, which you guys can see right about there. Right there's the main board. I'm pointing at it with my finger. And then we're going to put the 14 screws back into the body, connecting the lower chassis to the upper chassis. We're going to go ahead and check it with auto check, just because we replaced the HMI board. With a connect board, you won't have to do a firmware update, but with an HMI board, you definitely have to do a firmware update. And we're going to make sure that they're all functioning together. Again, we're on our lowest setting on the drill. We're going to push it over to tighten these screws. And we're going to make sure this is all zipped up for you and good to go. Alright, everything looks good. Let's double check our connection points. That's seated all the way down. That one's seated all the way down. This one is in. That one's in. That's seated. This is seated. That looks good. So we're going to go ahead and place the top back on. We're going to connect our ribbon wire. And then you are good to go. So we've already got the top half and the bottom half, and then the last thing we have to do is connect in the ribbon wire, and that just kind of pops into place and the clips close over the top of it. So the top seems pretty well settled in there now. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put the 14 screws back in. We're going to turn it back on and run auto check. So let's throw these screws back in, and then we're good to go. I like to do this, again, on the lowest setting. And then I also like to jump around as I put my screws back in, just to make sure that it's all going down nice and even. That I'm not having one side up a little higher than the other, and it warps as I drill the screws in all the way around. So I jump around, do the 4 corners, and then fill in the in-betweens.